This video captures a common springtime activity, and that is potting up seedlings. It was catching the tail end of potting up several trays, probably somewhere in the ballpark of 100 seedlings, and primarily focuses on potting up tomatoes, but the process is the same for just about anything. And as usual, it wasn't till the end of the process that I realized there might be some value in filming it for you guys, so I hope you enjoy it. Black mustard. I had more than one in the same pot, so I'm just kind of stripping them out, splitting them up. I think I might plant these in the ground earlier than I normally do. Usually I let them get more mature because of the snails, the invasive snails, the milk snails and the garden snails. But I probably should have planted this deeper, but kind of screwed that up. All right, took care of that. So these tomatoes, these are easy. They're only like half full. Now you can bury the stem up to like the first leaves. These leaves come out with the seed. I don't think they're even true leaves. And you can bury that stem all the way up and you can actually see it's a different color. And that will just root. So I'm just gonna basically just throw some dirt in. Instead of burying it all the way up to those first seeds, this should make it to where the root system gets big enough that I can plant these out and they should live. Easy peasy. And that process is just going to be rinse and repeat. It's just potting soil. Doesn't really matter what kind of potting soil. Just about any old potting soil will do. Self-seeded, and that's from a package, and this is self-seeded. Okay, let's see. Look how big he got. So I'm going to find the best specimens here. These are all self-seeded, so I will. These are clearly really nice. How are you? One, two, three, four, five. I want six. Six. And we'll pot these up in larger pots. Some of the most boring television you can watch. Do this big bad boy first. Look at that. I think that would survive if I let the root system get a little bit more developed. You got 1, 2, and you got 3, 4. Typically they say you don't want to put them in the ground until you have 6 adult leaves, but I don't think that really matters. You know, if it's this early in the year, I need a stick. Yeah. If it's this early in the year, and you know, at this time of the year you get a lot more moisture, you get a lot more rain in the cross timbers. So you could, you know, plan your planting around, if you're gonna have like a week of rain, and it should, oh shoot. Did that wrong. Forgot, I gotta plant it deeper. So I gotta bury the stem. I truly hate potting stuff up. This is my least favorite part of gardening. It's so boring. I did it wrong again. Didn't get the stem deep enough, but it's all right. That's white mustard. Oh, I forgot these are all labeled by row. That's going to be a problem. What do I have to do? I need one of them to fit here like this. Take that out. There. Anything over here is going to be self-seeded from the self-seeded yard tomato. If I ever expand the nursery business to the point where I can hire somebody, this is the first thing I'm going to hire them to do. I guess could be worse, right? It's like fishing. It's like a bad day fishing is, you know, a good day in the office, I guess. What's that phrase? How's it go? Bad day gardening is better than a good day in the office. You got to pack the edges down, leave no air cavities, basic potting. Tons of videos on YouTube on that, but when you pot it up, you can't leave any air cavities. That's why I'm doing the stick. Just to make sure, especially around the edges, that's where most people go wrong. Make sure that it's nice and packed in. Pack the bottom real good. And it does damage the roots a little bit when you do this. I mean, there's no way around it, as long as you keep most of the root system intact. It's a very slight hampering to the growth, but then in the end, it recuperates and it benefits it overall. But tomatoes, the reason why you want to pot them up is to get a big root mass, especially in the cross timbers. We can get up to 100 degrees in March, so we can get drought conditions, you know, if you don't know what you have coming. So having the deeper roots, I find, in this area, for tomatoes at least, helps. Now, all that goes out the window when I keep in mind that all these plants are from seeds that I saved from a tomato that grew itself in my yard, competing with grass during a drought, during a pretty intensive drought. Was it a 25-year drought, is what it was? Every 25 years we have one that bad? So I guess this may not be that necessary, and that's what these are going to be for, kind of an experiment. I'm going to plant them when their root systems are shallower. Now, keeping in mind, however, that tomato that this is from produced 2 fruit. That's it, the whole season, 2 fruit. Of course, I didn't take care of it or water it or put any compost on it. So doing this hopefully will mean I'll get more yield sooner and over the course of a whole season. So it's not completely fruitless. You like that, don't you?
That'll give me 6 potted up self-seeded. No, yeah, 6 here and then 2 over there, so 8. And then 6 that I'm not going to pot up. I have a few that I planted from a package, which was the parent package for the self-seeded tomato. May not even plant those in the ground this year. I may give them away or sell them. The oranges. Just same process, same everything. Really boring stuff. Mind-numbingly boring work. Maybe it'll count as ASMR for people. If I stop talking, maybe. An old man pots plants, ASMR. I don't need anybody to laugh. It's all for me anyway. It's all for you, Damien. It's all for you. That one got a little damage. You can see it wilting already. But it should recoup nicely. Again, probably if you want them to recoup, put them under grow lamps. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to put them in the sun. Yep. I'm regretting potting these up, actually. I got some backups. So that's the thing about using these pots, these 2-inch pots. Probably should have done it in 3-inch and then just made them shallow like I did these. So it's a better method. Much easier. That way you disturb the plant less. They're not really getting planted much deeper, so it's kind of pointless what I'm doing. I know these really need to go deeper because you can see these right here, these young leaves, but I don't have any pots that are that deep. The root systems are already as deep as these pots. So I mean that'd be a pot that deep. I think I'm just gonna put them in the ground sooner. Yeah, screw it. I'll do this one. Let me see. Yeah. They're gonna fall over is what's gonna happen. So probably just need to put them in the ground sooner. Then they won't grow as much. Yeah, see? There's only a 1/2 inch of soil at the bottom, and yet it's still, I can't get it all the way up there though. I wonder if the microphone's picking that up. There's a little kid in the distance screaming. That is one thing I like about my yard. Like when you're in the yard, it doesn't seem like you're in a suburban neighborhood. It's like mini farm ambience. Miniaturized farm, like you got shot with a shrink ray. Outside the yard, it's kids on bikes and pools and trampolines and dogs. It's a typical suburban neighborhood. Okay, so I think that's, I'm gonna put these in the sun to harden them off, and then we'll start putting these in the ground soon. These ones I repotted won't go in the ground soon. So these big ones here I added soil to, in these larger round circular pots. But these could go in the ground real soon. And what I'll do is I'll plant these in the yard, like the self-seeded tomato, just right in the grass.